Oscar. Oscar is my young coastal carpet python. He is 2.5 years old at this particular point, I would say. He has had some major growth spurts of lately. Have you not? But today, I really want to go through, is your snake, or do you want your snake to be a friend or a foe? And personally, I truly want them to be a friend and not a foe to me. And I know many out there don't care one way or the other. You know, if they feel that if their snake is defensive, then their snake is defensive. Well, that is just the way it is. But in reality, that is, dog food, cat food. You don't eat cat food, so somebody said you haven't got a problem, snakes don't eat the cat food, and they don't. This is my daughter's spot to feed her cat. You're going to come on out completely, Oscar, because I am going to take Oscar outside in the sunshine. But friend or foe, and you know, I certainly don't want an enemy of any of the snakes that I have in my life, especially my bigger ones, being Miss Tessa, who you may kind of see down there chilling out. But the reason why Oscar is coming out is because I opened up his enclosure to give it a clean, because he had gone to the toilet. Oscar is now of an age where, of course, I will start toilet training him. The idea is to feed him, wait that 5 days, and then start taking him outside on a daily basis, because he'll eventually tweak to go to the bathroom out there. Eventually, once I get him once I get him twice, it will kind of become quite a natural thing for him to do once he gets outside. But it's about him, you know, coming out here at this particular point, which I would like him to do. You can utilise some things to climb on, of course. Going where he's going. Let's see if I can change his course a little bit here by coming up over here and saying, come here. Come to Mum.
I'm so there.
Come to Mum. Can you come to Mum? Can you come to Mum, darling? Come and climb on Mum.
Come on,
Can you?
can you?
Hey,
Can you?
good boy.
Can you?
Good boy for coming to Mum. Hey. Hey. But now you're going to go back on course and go take a look at what it was that you were going to look at.
Hey.
Hey. Or you're just going to hang there. Hey? This is all about getting him to stick close to Mum and to not venture too far away. Oh, he's going to the toilet. He's going to the toilet. What a good boy. Well, there you go. He's done his toilet. He's now matured enough. You know, that takes a while for them to mature. to understand this. So he's been, and that is brilliant, because that means it's going to continue. So a friend he is, and a friend I am of his, to teach him these things. So then he doesn't have to deal with the mess in his enclosure anymore. And guess what? Neither do I. Neither do I. What a good boy. What a good boy you are. Hey? He's just going to go under your arm, and he's going to keep on going looking. There you go. Brilliant. Now it's a fairly windy day today, and honestly it's about not wanting a snake, of course, to be a foe, though I do know some people that do not care whether their snake is not their friend or not, and wants to bite them and have no problem in that. And yet I personally cannot really understand that being an okay thought. Well, my snake is just aggressive and wants to bite me all the time. I hear people say it wants to kill me all the time. You know, we're talking about non-venomous snakes that can't exactly kill anybody. Well, I guess some of the big constrictors can, but, and even, you know, Oscar, when he gets of size, is quite capable of doing that. I'm trying to keep my hand over the microphone so that we don't pick up too much wind noise, and I'm probably missing actually where the camera is pointing. But my point of being friend or foe, why would you want a foe in any snake, no matter how big it is or how little it is? To understand the thinking of a snake, for it to get to that point where it will bite you. Are you kidding me? Like, really? Do you understand what is going through? Yes, I got my PJs on. I am a babysitter of my grandson who is 4, and I didn't get the opportunity to get dressed before I come out to do Oscar. But if you understand what the thinking process of the snake is, for it to go to the extent to actually want to bite you, then maybe you would think twice about the fact that it's funny, that your snake is so defensive and strikes at you and attempts to bite you all of the time, because that is a state of mind for your snake that is being so stressed and so fearful that it would even contemplate striking out at you. What a horrible state of mind for your snake to be in. And yet it could be totally avoided if you took the time to spend time with that snake. Then foe would not even be a thought in that snake's mind. It would be the opposite. I want to be your friend. I don't mind you opening up my enclosure door. I don't mind you opening up my drawer. Although I can completely understand why a snake might be rather grumpy, living its life in a drawer. I think I would be rather grumpy and not particularly like the person that is looking after me either. Of course, most people would know that I am not for rack and tub systems at all. And it's easy for me to say because I only have 10 snakes, so who is she to talk? But I only have 10 snakes for the fact that I do not want to keep them in rack tubs. Have I kept my snakes in tubs? Yes, as little baby hatchlings. I think they appreciate it, having that much smaller space. Some, of course, I can't say that that's right, because some are quite happy to go into a bigger enclosure right from the word go. And if you have one that is extremely outgoing, I can't really see you, Oscar, because the sun is shining right on the camera and you're going to go up. Well, you show everybody what a good climber you are, while I try and keep the wind off and I keep the camera pointed at you. Yes, that way is a good way. Are you going to go all the way up another pole? Like, don't show off too much to everybody. Well, good boy. You just go around the trampoline up there and enjoy yourself. So, you know, when we get some of our babies, they're not exactly a friend. They can, especially carpet pythons. Oh my goodness, so you want to talk about snappy little buggers, I will say, because that is exactly what they are. Some of our carpet pythons. And you think to yourself, I'm never going to be able to make a friend out of this snake. And you'll take possibly the odd bite, which really you don't want to get even from a little one if you don't have to do it. This is why I kind of talk about taking your time and not forcing too much on your snake, especially all at once, because it is a lot on them. They need time to settle a little bit and get their bearings and understand that you are of no harm to them, and they pick up pretty fast that you're the one who feeds them. You know, people say, oh, they associate me with food. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. But they also associate food with being in a place where they're never going to go hungry, that they don't have to be looking for food or hunting for food, I guess you could say, that their meals do come to them. Feed them with tongs, like even from little ones. It then isn't really associated with your arm, your hand, if that makes sense. I know a lot of people, whoa, that wind is picking up here. Can you feel that wind, Oscar? Hey? He says, well, I don't really care. He is getting a long boy, if you can see that. Are you not? Hey? You eat well. That much I know. Hey, I think in the whole time I've had him, he's missed one meal. And he was in shed, so yes, sometimes that is how it is. But you know, even when my snakes are in shed, I don't want defensive snakes. But to remember that their skin is quite sensitive, when they are in shed, which is why I say give them a break and leave them alone and let them go through the process that they need to go. If you're going to be bitten by a snake, that is one time that it can happen. That doesn't mean they're not your friend. It just means, you know, they were giving you early warning signals in the first place to say, you know, don't touch me. And most snakes will give you that early warning sign, and a lot will go back into that S position with their neck and let you know. Some of them are quite vocal. My Tessa is quite vocal and makes some amazing noises when she was not happy. She doesn't do that anymore. And yeah, I'm talking about making a friend and not pushing your snake too far. I couldn't push Tessa too far. She would never let me. And that's because I took cues from her. It was, leave me alone. And fine, because a couple of days later, she was more than willing to be more receptive to me letting her come out, helping her to come out, just like I did with Oscar, who wanted to come out but was like, maybe not. And I really did want to bring him outside. Not that the sun is overly shining, but when it comes out, it comes out. Plus, as I said, I was cleaning up his enclosure, so that gives you a great opportunity to have some time with your snake. Absolutely. A lot of the time, I don't bother my snakes. They stay in and watch because they're curious and they're watching me do things and kind of like, are you taking that away? Are you going to put it back? Because they do become used to things in their enclosure. But they also like you every now and again. Just switch even one thing up on them and give them something different. And these are all things that are showing them that you are a friend and you're not a foe to them. So it cuts both ways. If you give nothing to your snake, I don't know what you expect from your snakes. Sometimes I see and think, well, no wonder that snake is arcing up and not very happy, and I really can't take my hand away because the wind is going to make a noise, darling. Hey, but do you want to come up to Mum? Is that what you're saying? So, you know, getting your snake to willingly go onto your hand will happen. Getting your snake willingly to climb onto you quite happily, which Oscar is doing right now, will happen. Meaning he sees me as his friend. He doesn't see me as a danger or somebody that's unsafe, because if I was, or if he thought I was, he wouldn't be up here. He wouldn't be wanting to come up on me. That all takes time. And I really want others to experience this and to understand, don't force it. You know, you don't need to force it, because eventually this is exactly what your snake will do. And you won't have to do a thing. They will just be more than happy to come to you, and I'm more than happy to let him go back down again. Maybe. And go on his little way of exploring. Woo! And he fell off. Because he's a bit of a dupe. And he's trying to think, how do I get down there? And this is how you get down there, because Mum helps you. And now I'll try and cover up that sound again. Yeah, how do I get on the ground? Well, Mum had hold of me, so I just fall off the trampoline a couple of times, and she gets the hint that I actually want to go down. And that's another thing, being a friend. They do become quite dependent on you for certain things in their life, such as that. Well, she's got hold of me. She isn't going to let me fall. She's going to keep complete hold of me while I fall off the trampoline, you could say. So important. You know, do you want a friend with, or not? I don't see anybody that wouldn't want a snake to be their friend. And I certainly want Oscar to be my friend. All of my snakes are my friend. And this is how to get it. Don't accept one that constantly wants to bite you, that takes time from you to stop that being the case. Stop stressing your snake. Stop making it feel that it has to be that frightened in its life around you. Like, why would you do that to a snake? I don't and cannot understand anybody that would think that that's okay. But from Oscar and me, spend time with your snakes. Don't let them be defensive and worried that something is going to happen to them if you go near them. There is no reason for any snake to have to feel that in their life with us in captivity. So, yeah, take your time, guys. Let them know that you're a friend. You're not a foe, and then they'll let you know they're a friend and not a foe while I'm crushing his tail under my knee. And he take care. So ciao. Take care.